Okay, so did you try it, that Route 53? I'm unable to access routing browser, but I can access same using IP address. When add NS record in my GoDaddy account, it's showing error. In GoDaddy, it's showing error. And also tried your domain name. You should not try my domain name because I'm already using it. Yeah, you should register the domain. I don't know how can I help you here, Babji. When you're adding NSC code in GoDaddy account, it's showing error. What error is that? I've done everything, but alias record unable to access. Alias record. In GoDaddy, yeah? Why do you are creating alias records there in GoDaddy? You should create that. You should be doing it here in AWS, not in NS record. Okay. Then, okay, I'll check it. I'll see whenever I can. Okay, Abukar, you just registered domain with AWS. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay, those who have not done, please do it. It's very important. Okay, so, but I can access with IP address with all policies. With the DNS name, it's not working. Strange. We need to look up. Okay, so today's concept is the last concept. Not today, but the concept, the VPC is the concept that we'll be talking about. And let me share my screen. Guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen? And can you hear me well? Yes. Okay. VPC. Virtual Private Cloud. What is that? Virtual Private Cloud. So can we say this VPC, we already know about the VPC, like we have discussed many times, right? It's an isolated area, right? Can we say that VPC is like a virtual data center on cloud? Yes. So VPC is like a virtual data center on cloud. So guys, whatever we want to do, everything we should be doing it inside the VPC. It is for secure purpose. So guys, whenever we see servers from in on-premises, we have moved to EC2. Where you saw the databases, you have moved to RDS. You saw the file system, you have moved to EFS. Right, everything we have moved from on-premises to AWS. Now, what is left? The only data center is left. Let us move that data center also to the AWS, and moving that virtually is nothing but the VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. And you might have known already about the example that we took in for the VPC, Sulabh complex example, right? Yeah. So what I do is, let's go in real time. Guys, I'm telling you, people says this, as I said, people say this VPC is the difficult topic in AWS. Let's make it very easy. But if you want to make this easy, we need to hit the pulse of VPC. So if you catch that pulse of that VPC, it will be very easy for you. So catching that pulse, I'll help you how to catch that. If you understand that concept, like, if you catch that pulse of the VPC, entire VPC is very easy for you. You can teach a VPC, which is a very difficult topic, right? So for that, guys, I need you a lot of attention, like usual thing. And what I do is, guys, I'll put a diagram here, right? right? So I'll put a diagram here. Just see the diagram and just list down whatever that you see there. Okay, just stare it and list down what you see there. Okay. Yeah. Not one by one, all at once. Go ahead. See that is public subnet, private subnets, VPCs, and routers. Just put all those things. Just put in one liner. I cannot read one by one. Please put it all. Okay, I'm just seeing it. Okay, nice. Routing tables, internet gateway, router, DB servers, private subnet, public subnet, NAT gateway, internet gateway. Very good. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Right. So the mainly here, everything is inside the VPC. Right? Everything is inside the VPC. And next, we have something called internet gateway. The main things, availability zones, all these things, we learned already. But let us learn which is not here. So we have VPC. Do you see this internet gateway? Everyone see this internet gateway? Yes, internet gateway. And then we have two subnets. What are those? Public and private subnets. We have two subnets, public and private subnets. And then we have something called NAT gateway there. And we have a router with a routing tables. Yes? So this is the internet gateway here, right? And this is the router with, there are two routing tables, this one and this one, right? And there are two public subnets, public and private subnets here. And then we have the NAT gateway here. Yes, these web servers, they are normal EC2 instances. Yes, everyone agree with this? Okay, so VPC, we know very well, it's an outer layer, right? Everything should be inside a VPC. It's like a home, all right? Let's talk about this from this internet gateway, guys. So tell me one thing. Whenever till now, we have launched so many EC2 instances and we worked inside the EC2 instances. Can you tell me, when you worked inside the EC2 instances, do we have internet access inside EC2 instance? Oi. Don't we have internet access from the EC2 instance? We have downloaded the packages, we have installed, do we have internet access? Definitely yes, we do have internet access from the EC2 instance. So who is the guy inside the AWS who will be providing the internet to the all components is internet gateway. So once we create a VPC, and parallelly we need to create this internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. What we do? We create a VPC and we create an internet gateway and attach that internet gateway to that VPC in order to get the internet. So here, a question here is, guys, so which is the component in AWS provides internet to the entire services? Internet gateway. So keep this in mind, IGW. IGW shortcut, internet gateway. So internet gateway, which provides internet to the VPC. So internet gateway is the guy who provides the internet to the VPC. What do we do, guys? Till now, and also remember, till now we have used all the defaults. Days have been changed. We should not use defaults anymore. So what we do is we should be creating our own VPCs. We should be using and creating our own security groups. We should be doing everything by ourselves. We should not use AWS, anything which is related to default. So what we do is here is we will create a VPC, and then after that what we do, we'll create an internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. Everyone say this? Attach it to the VPC. Create the internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. Creating the internet gateway and attaching to the VPC. Right. So yes, create a gateway, attach it to the VPC so that the VPC should get an internet from the internet gateway. Okay. Yes, it is basically more security. Nice. So we have seen this internet gateway. Now let us, what is the second thing here? Third thing. First is first is VPC, second is internet gateway. What is third one? Subnets. How many subnets are there? How many types of subnets are there, guys? So what are those? Say that, everyone. Say this. Public subnet and private subnet. Okay. Public subnet and private subnet. You know very well what is the difference between these two, public and private. Guys, all your databases, all your application servers which are secure and confidential, where in which subnet we should put it, public or private? Obviously private. So which are the things that you put it in public? Guys, your load balancer. Load balancer should be in public or private? In public, right? Because users has to be accessing it. So web servers, that should be in public. Rest like application servers, database servers, all your extra remaining servers should be on private, right? Okay. Now, can you tell me, is it possible to, from internet, can you connect your private subnet from your database servers directly from internet? No. So you need to connect, can you connect to the public subnet? Yes. So that meaning, can we say this, public subnet meaning which is exposed to internet? Public subnet meaning which is exposed to internet, and private subnet meaning which is not exposed to internet. Which is not exposed to internet. Guys, okay, first let me write that first, and then the next one is here is public subnet. So public subnet is one word which is exposed to internet. Which is exposed to internet. And what is private subnet? Which is not exposed to internet. Which is not exposed to internet. Okay, we know what is public subnet and private subnet. Good. Guys, here important thing here. Catch. I said public subnet is exposed to internet. Whatever the subnet that we have created inside the VPC, it is exposing to the internet, meaning it is routed to where? Can I say that the public subnet is routed to internet gateway? Because it is directly connected to the internet gateway? Yes, right? Yes. So public subnet is routed to internet gateway. Everyone say this, write it. Public subnet is routed to internet gateway. Everyone say this. Public subnet is routed to internet gateway. Because public subnet, because internet gateway is the one who is providing the internet, and that's the reason public subnet is directly routed to internet gateway. Public subnet is routed to internet gateway. Okay, so I'll write it here. Public subnet is routed to internet gateway, because that is a public subnet, and which is the one which is giving internet to our entire VPC? Internet gateway. That's the reason why it is routed to the internet gateway. Okay. And now, whatever the components that you have put it in the public subnet can be connected from internet. How? Why? Because it is routed to the internet gateway, which is directly connected to the internet gateway. That is the reason why from outside you can directly connect to the public subnet. Okay, now another question here, guys. See here. We discuss about the public subnet. Let us talk about private subnet. Guys, in private subnet, we have database servers, etc. So many servers. Can you tell me one thing? Does the database server doesn't need internet access, or does it need internet access? Database servers need internet access or need no? Definitely database servers or applications, whatever, in order to install patches or in order to download something, in order to do something, definitely there should be an internet access to the database servers. But can I route this private subnet to the internet gateway? If I route this private subnet to internet gateway, that will become private subnet or public subnet?
Private.
That will become public subnet. But I should not route directly to the internet gateway, but still I need to have internet to the private subnet. So for this concept, guys, we have something called NAT. What is that? NAT gateway. What is that? Everyone say this. NAT gateway. NAT gateway meaning, guys, instead of private subnet sending directly request exposed to internet gateway, now all the private subnet, whatever the components, whatever the servers which are there in private subnets are routed to NAT gateway. NAT gateway, network address translator. What is the NAT? I'll write it. So first listen, right? Network address translator. Network address translator. What this network translator, what this NAT does is, see here, guys. What this NAT does is, this private subnet, all the traffic should be routed to. Tell me, private subnet is routed to NAT. Private subnet is routed to NAT. Second catch, everyone. Private subnet is routed to NAT. So what this NAT does is, NAT will convert all these private IPs to public IPs. First of all, the job of NAT is network address translator. Translator meaning what? It will convert all the private IPs to public IPs. Let's say, for example, database server is connecting to the NAT. So database server is 10.0.1.5 IP address, 10.0.1.5. So 10.0.1.5 will reach to the NAT, and this 10.0.1.5 will be converted to some other public IP address. With that public IP address, it will be routed to the internet gateway. So this guy will go. So this subnet will go here. This router will send it to here, and with the other public IP address, it will change it and it will send it to the internet gateway. So that meaning here, guys, whatever the request is coming from outside also, if let's say, for example, any hacker started hacking, it will come to the internet gateway, and he will come to here and it will come to the NAT gateway. Because NAT gateway is the guy who is translated the IP address. And from here, the hacker will not understand, because that is the public IP address. This guy is generating it and he doesn't know where to go. And that's how the traffic will not be routed from NAT to inside. So NAT is used for security purpose for the private subnet. So NAT is only used for giving internet access to the private subnet. Samjhe? NAT is used only to give internet access to the private subnet. So what is the use of NAT? If you need to have internet to the private subnet, what is the thing that you should be having it? NAT gateway. And what is the use of NAT gateway? NAT gateway will provide internet to the private subnet. Okay, now where should the NAT should be sitting? Where should the NAT sit? NAT should sit in public subnet or private subnet? Public subnet. Yes, right? Because why? If you keep the NATs here, will the NAT will have internet access? No, no. So it is like, both are talking with the same person. It is not. So in order to provide the internet, the NAT should keep it in subnet. This is also certification question. So NAT gateway should be in which subnet? NAT gateway should be in which subnet? Public subnet. NAT gateway should be used by which subnet? Will be used by private subnet. So private subnet is routed to NAT gateway. Private subnet should be routed to NAT gateway. Public subnet should be routed to internet gateway. Guys, you understood the catch? You understood the catch? So public subnet is routed to the internet gateway and private subnet is routed to NAT gateway. NAT gateway. Right? And also guys, NAT should be in which subnet? NAT should be in NAT gateway should be in public subnet. NAT gateway should be in the public subnet. So Manideep, you are asking why the NAT should be in public subnet. Guys, everyone understood this? Why the NAT should be in public subnet? Manideep, if you put the NAT gateway in private subnet here, can you tell me, does it have access to the internet? If I keep the NAT gateway in internet, no, no. So if I keep the NAT here, it will have internet connection. So all the privates, all the traffic from here database servers will be sending to it. From this NAT, where does it send? If it doesn't have, it is not routed, right? So that's the reason NAT should be on the public subnet. So all the traffic. That's the reason why, guys. Do you see here? That's the reason here. What is the upper subnet? Upper subnet is public, right? See here, all traffic 0000/0. All traffic is routed to the public subnet, guys. Routed to internet gateway, right? In the private, in the private, so all the traffic is routed to NAT gateway. NAT gateway. Just a second. Guys, you understood this concept? Till here, everyone? Okay. So here, now you should tell me here. So router. Now we discuss about VPC, internet gateway, public subnet, private subnet, NAT also we have done. But here, okay, hold on. So first let me write all these things for you so that, guys, VPC, by the way, VPC is global or regional? VPC is regional. How many VPCs that you can have? 5 VPCs per region. 5 VPCs per region. Yes, we already have a default VPC provided by the AWS, right? We are using that. We already have a default VPC provided by AWS. Okay. Okay. So we are talking about here NAT. So what is the full form of NAT? Network Address Translator. Network Address Translator. And what is the use of NAT? What is it? NAT is used. 30 VPC, sir. They have changed the Pravina. Are you sure? When I was, how many VPCs per region? 30. I didn't know. Maybe they have changed it, but it's okay. So NAT is used to provide internet access to the private subnet. In my office account, we have that. Oh, that is different. Yeah. Let me check 1 second. So guys, and NAT converts private IP to public IP. NAT converts private IP to public IP. And I have written here, NAT should be in which subnet?
Private.
Private subnet. You guys have not provided the feedback yet. So, number of VPCs per region. Okay, what I said is right. So how many? So the default quota is how many VPCs per region? 5. But if you increase it, you can go with 100 VPCs per region. That is a soft limit. So whatever the maximum, how many you can create, that is right. What I said is right. So yes, you can go with the 5 VPCs per region. But if you raise a request with AWS, then they will increase it. But yeah. So, but remember, guys, you should remember this 5, maximum 5 VPCs per region. Right. How many elastic IPs you can have? 5 only, na? Right? We don't learn how much AWS maximum they are providing, but we should know how much as a soft limit, how much we should be having. Because why we have to remember this 5 and all these numbers? Because whenever you are creating any VPCs, 6th VPC, you should know, if let's say you are creating 6 VPC and you are not able to create it, you should know that, oh, I have maximum is 5 only now. Why should I be creating 5, 6? Let's go and raise a ticket. For that purpose, I'll be saying this maximums are 5 VPCs. Okay. So guys, here we have discussed about internet gateway and then about NAT, guys. In our previous days, in my olden days, in my starting days, there were no NAT gateway. There was NAT instance. Guys, there were NAT instance. NAT instance meaning NAT is a software that I need to install it on EC2 instance. I might use T2 micro, T2 small or something, right? And I have routed all the traffic from private subnet to that EC2 instance. Guys, if there is a huge lot of requirement of internet, will that T2 small will be sufficient as a NAT instance? There will be an internet slow enough. I will be increasing from T2 small to T2 large. For that, I need to have a downtime, right? Internet downtime? Yes. So, which is basically keeping the NAT software and the instance is it's not recommended. Previously, I was doing that because there was no NAT gateways. Later, as clients or customers are facing this kind of issues, now AWS came up with the NAT gateway. NAT gateway is a completely a service. How do we have load balancer? It's a service, right? The same way, NAT gateway is also a service from AWS. We just create the NAT gateway, serverless, and then start using it. So there is no NAT instance required. Guys, can you tell me, NAT gateway and internet gateway are servers or service? Yes, NAT gateway and internet gateway, these are servers. Sorry, these are services, not servers. So NAT gateway and internet gateway are services, not servers. Can you log into NAT gateway? Keep this in mind. You cannot connect to NAT. You cannot log into NAT gateway. We just create and we just use it. That's all. So which one do you recommend? NAT instances or NAT gateways? Which one do you recommend? NAT instances, can I say it is outdated? So NAT gateway is completely managed by AWS. Completely managed by AWS. We don't care. Okay now? Right. So now let's talk about the last one here, router. Guys, see here, router is also serverless. So no need to learn about routing tables, routing, Cisco routing, and etc. Everything is just a matter of just configuring here. See guys here, router. So we have, yes, there is no router at our concept. There's only routing tables. There is no concept of router in AWS. So guys, we have two types of, we need to create how many routing tables we need to create? How many routing tables we need to create? Two. What are those? Public routing table, private routing table. Yes or no? Public RT. Let's talk about public RT. Guys, public RT meaning routing table. Now tell me, guys, all traffic in the public routing table should be routed to? Wow, super. So guys, routed to internet gateway. Routed to internet gateway. And now, in this routing table, which subnet should I associate? Public routing table or, public subnet or private subnet? Public subnet, fantastic. You got that. Public subnet should be associated. Which subnet should be associated for public routing table? Public subnet should be associated. And let's for private routing table. Now tell me, private routing table should be routed to? Wow. Routed to NAT. And private, which subnet should be? Which subnet? Yeah. Private subnet should be associated. Private subnet should be associated. Yes, you understood? Yes, everyone? No hardware concept. No hardware concept here. So how many types of routing tables? Two routing tables we need to create. What are those? Public routing table and private routing table. So we have discussed all these things, right? Let us put, guys, I'll be writing here 6 steps. How many steps? I will bloody finish this VPC in 6 steps. Only 6 steps that you know already. Let us start writing it. You should remember this step by step, and you should not miss the steps also here. Number 1 step. First, we need to create a VPC. Number 2. So next is create internet gateway. Guys, create an internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. Yes, everyone. Yes. Number 3. After internet gateway, what we should create? Routing tables. So create 2 routing tables. What is that? Public and private. Subnets. Public and private subnets. Number 4. We need to create a NAT gateway. Create a NAT gateway. Tell me, NAT gateway should be in which subnet? NAT gateway should be placed in which subnet? Public subnet. Next, number 5. And after creating NAT gateway, which is what we need to create? Routing tables. So we need to create routing tables. How many? 2. Number 1. Public routing table. Now you tell me, public routing table should be routed to public internet gateway, and which subnet should be associated? Public subnet. Public subnet should be associated. And what is the 6th step? Create private routing table. And it is routed to, private routing table should be routed to NAT. And which subnet should be? Private subnet should be associated. This is all bloody VPC marking. Understood? If you understood this much, bloody, the VPC is done. Clear, guys? These 6 steps you should follow. You should not miss the steps here, right? First one is creating a VPC. Second one is creating an internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. Third one is public and private subnets. Fourth one is NAT gateway, which should be in public subnet, and fifth one should be creating a public routing table and private routing table. Here, all traffic meaning what? Yeah, all traffic meaning. So all traffic meaning 0.0.0.0/0 meaning all traffic. What is /0? We'll see that. Is this clear till here, everyone? Any questions? What is custom route table and main route table? We'll see that. Main routing, we can create our own route table. We can create, okay, main route table meaning, guys, whenever you create a VPC, routing tables will be created. That is called main route table, primary route table. So I told you that we should not use the main route table. We should create our own route table. If you are creating your own route table, that is nothing but custom route table. So how many custom route tables that we are creating now? 2. What are those? Public route table, private route table. That is nothing but custom route table. So first we need to set up a VPC and then we need to go for EC2s. Okay, na? First we need to create, yeah. Okay, so now, guys, here. VPC is similar to Cisco routing, yeah, kind of. But it is very simple here. Guys, here, important. Concentrate. Now, I am sitting, okay, someone is sitting, okay, here I have this is my laptop here. Okay, I am sitting in the internet. Guys, everyone are sitting in the internet now at home. From home we are connecting to the AWS. That meaning we are connecting to the internet only, na? Public internet. Yes. So we are sitting in your home and we are connecting to the AWS. Very good. So now can you tell me, can I connect directly to my private subnet from internet? No. Can you connect directly to your public subnet from internet? Yes, because that is public subnet. So let's say I have a server here in web server. Can I connect directly from internet? Definitely you can able to connect it. So this is internet. How should I write? Internet. Okay, nice, good. Okay, now I cannot go like this. I cannot directly connect to the private subnet for sure. But what is the case if I want to connect to the private subnet from internet? Guys, for this, we have a concept called, you can create one EC2 instance here. In which subnet? In public subnet. You can create an EC2 in public subnet, right? Guys, an EC2 in AWS language, okay, what you do is, guys, here, you can launch one EC2 instance in public subnet. From internet, you can connect. So from internet, you can connect to this here, and from here, you can connect to the private subnet. Like this way. And here we call it as, this machine we call it as Bastion server or jump server. What do we call? Bastion server or jump server. Guys, Bastion server or jump server. So what you need to do, if you want to connect from internet to your private subnet, directly you cannot connect it. You can connect from, you can launch one EC2 instance, public subnet. You can log into the public subnet, that means EC2 instance, and from there you can connect to the private subnet. Guys, all these things that we will be doing in lab. Getting it? You understood Bastion server? So if I ask you, hey, from internet, how do I connect it to the private subnet? And you should say, sir, through Bastion server or through jump server, we can connect it. Where does this jump server you should create it? In public subnets. In public subnet. So usually in real time, will you be in the public internet? Will you work from your company, from the company only, right? So here, this is your company. This is your company here. Right? Company will have public or private network. Private network, right? This is the company. This is the company. Guys, so from here, usually you will be sitting inside the company. And from the company, you will be connecting to the AWS. Yes or no? From the company, you are connecting to the AWS. So what is the concept that you have it from the company to the AWS? How do you connect to the how do you connect it to the AWS from your company? Yes. So guys, here we have something called, to connect to the AWS, you have something called VPN, Virtual Private Network. So your company network guy, they might have set up already a VPN connection from his company to AWS. If it is VPN, guys, if it is VPN, will you connect to the Bastion server or can you directly connect to the database server? Can you directly connect to the private subnet? Yes, guys, you can directly connect to the private subnet because this is VPN, Virtual Private Network. It is private to private. You can directly connect to the private subnet. This is a usual case, right? And nowadays there is another case. Due to this pandemic, everyone are sitting at home. Everyone are sitting at home. This is home. Okay. So now you tell me, sitting from home, how do you connect to the AWS? Will you connect to the Bastion server? No, guys. So what you do is, from your home, first of all, you will have your company VPN. You should connect to the company VPN first. Okay. Once you connect to the company VPN, you will be in office network, and here always you have it another route to your VPN. So this is right. First you need to connect to the company VPN. This is all real time, guys. Company VPN. Okay. So we have three situations here. Number one, which is sitting it from this is one is number one, and this one is number two, and this one is number three. We have three cases, right? The first case is actual real time. First case is actual real time, that you should be real time. Second case, work from home to AWS. And third one is the one which we are using, your learning course. In which scenario we are here? 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Anna?
1.
Understood? So in that case, we should be using our Bastion server or Jump server, right? When you are in the company, there is a very less chance that you will go this route. From your company, you will go to Bastion. Very less chance, right? So you will be, that is not secure at all. So that's the reason Bastion is only used to connect from internet, and rest everything you should go via VPNs only. Guys, clear till here, everyone? Bastion server, if you want to connect from internet, directly to the AWS, then you should create one server in public subnet in AWS. You connect to that public server, the name we call it as Bastion. And from this Bastion server, you will be connecting to the private subnet. Super good. Yeah. NAT and Bastion. Guys, can you connect to the NAT? That's what I was shouting here. NAT, can you connect? Can you log into the NAT? No. NAT is only just to connect to the internet. So you'll be using the Bastion only from internet, not with the NAT. Okay. Now, there will be a different question again here. Guys, who is the guy who will be providing an internet to your private subnet? NAT. NAT gateway. Right. So, there will be a customer, he will come and say, Arey bhai, in my private subnet, I don't want to access internet. I don't want to have internet in my private subnet. I don't want to have internet to my private subnet. What is your answer? Disable NAT or remove the NAT or remove this route table. Guys, we have this routing table. Na? This route. All traffic should be routed to the NAT. So remove this routing. If you remove this routing or remove NAT, you don't have internet connection at all. But this customer is saying that, hey, but I want to access AWS services like S3. Can you tell me, guys, can you access S3 or AWS services without internet? No, no. So he don't want to have a NAT, but he still want to access AWS services. Is that possible? A Bastion concept is from outside. I'm here in a private subnet. I'm sitting in private subnet I'm talking about. So without NAT, can I access AWS services from private subnet? Definitely no. Definitely no, not possible. Yeah, AWS services can you access without internet? No, no. Without internet you cannot access it. Without internet you cannot access it. So for this, guys, if you have this kind of environment to damn secure it, so you don't want to have a NAT and you still want to access only AWS services. I am pressing here only, underline only AWS services. Yes, you have a concept in VPC called VPC endpoint. VPC endpoint. Guys, VPC endpoint is used to access only AWS services without NAT. Without NAT is used to access only AWS services without NAT. So guys, without NAT, if you want to access AWS services, only AWS services, I'm telling you, only AWS services, then go with the VPC endpoint concept. So instead of NAT gateway, guys, remove that NAT gateway and have VPC endpoint, VPCE, VPC endpoint. Okay, na? How about NAT? NAT meaning you will get full internet access. Yes or no? You will get full internet access. You will get full internet access. But whereas VPC endpoint, you will get internet access only to AWS services to access it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Okay, na? Clear, guys? Okay. Any questions? Let us not put more stuff in your brains now. Let's stop it here. Any questions? You understood? Okay, sir, right under Bastion server. Okay, if company want to access web server, if company want to access only web server access, where? From where? Pradeep, please put little bit more. If company want to access web servers are here in public subnet within the VPC, of course they can access. They can access every server. Guys, even though, remember, in AWS, when you launch an EC2 instance, you will have public IP and also you'll have private IP. Yes or no? Every EC2 instance will have private IP also, na? Using that private IP, you can access it. Okay. Yeah. I don't have space, but Bastion meaning access to AWS directly from internet. No, yeah. So I don't have space here, but write down. Bastion is used to connect to the private subnet from internet. Bastion is used to connect from internet to the private subnet. Yeah. Okay. NAT is a software, not a server. That's right. Outside AWS also, meaning NAT is software, not a server. Yeah. But here in AWS, we have NAT gateway. We'll be using NAT gateway. That's a service managed by AWS. Guys, if you understood this, we have even more concepts coming in on VPC, but yeah. Sir, can we not have class tomorrow because continuous will be better as VPC and we will do the income class? And no, tomorrow we'll definitely have a class because there should not be a gap between this next VPC concept. Tomorrow definitely we'll have a class. Yeah. Bastion is used to connect private network from outside premises. Yes. Yes, Ashish, good. Okay, let's have a small shootout here. Guys, ready? Let's see. So, which is the component in VPC will provide internet access? Internet gateway. How many subnets that you should create? What are those? Public and private subnets. Good. Public subnet is exposed to the internet? Yes or no? Yes. Private subnet is exposed to internet? No. So public subnet is routed to? Private subnet is routed to? NAT. Right. So how many routing tables you should create? 2. What are those? Public routing table, RT, private routing table. So public routing tables is routed to internet gateway. And which subnet should be associated to the public routing table? Public subnet. And private routing table should be routed to NAT. So NAT is used for what? NAT is used to provide internet to the private subnet. NAT is used to provide internet access to the private subnet. Where should I keep the NAT? Where should the NAT gateway should be in? Which subnet? Public subnet. And remember, guys, for that NAT gateway, we should assign one elastic IP. I'll tell about that tomorrow also. Right? And also, which one is preferable, NAT instances or NAT gateways?
NAT gateway.
NAT gateways. So NAT gateway converts the private IP to the public IPs. Yes? Yes. And if you don't want to have internet access completely and if you want to access only AWS services from a private subnet, which is the concept that you should be using it? VPC endpoint. VPC endpoint. And if you want to connect to the private subnet from internet, which one we should choose? Bastion. Bastion. Or jumps. Very good. Good. Excellent. Guys, take a photo. I could have continued, but let's continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, don't miss the class, because tomorrow, very important, I'll be talking about some subnets, right? Transit gateway, you need to hold on, Pradeep. Transit gateway meaning if you want to connect multiple VPCs, then transit gateway is used. That's a new thing they have launched. They have used, yeah. But how much? Okay, that's out of concept for us. So guys, take a photo. Let me know once done. Great. So tomorrow we have a class. Tomorrow we'll discuss the rest of the topics, right? So don't miss the class again. Guys, I'm reminding you again, please post the feedbacks on the timeline, on my timeline. Few people have done, but I think hardly 5-6 members, but rest 50 members are pending. At least 45 people. Please do. That's all I can say. It should come from your heart. Guys, so can you give the final CC for today? Great. So that is all, guys, for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.